So if you wanted to get, Tulsi, working class white voters, security focused moms, Hispanic working class men, and Nevada bartenders, who would you pick?
Well, I think the key to all of these different groups is the fact that those who are undecided are a relatively small number of people that they've correctly identified in this small number of swing states that will ultimately decide the election. I think you also have to look at those who are political independents, who are, broadly politically homeless, those who are libertarians and who want to make sure that their vote will actually count and make a difference in this election. There's some trust that has to be earned there, and there's some outreach that has to be done to show what kind of presidency and what kind of cabinet Trump will surround himself with this time, so that people who are undecided and not sure what they're going to do will have an indication of the kind of platform that will actually be executed should Trump win the presidency again.
I really don't think the person who's about to become Donald Trump's vice president candidate is on that short list they keep showing us. So again, as always, I am nobody's expert. I give you guys my opinions based off of the information I have. I'm a really good listener and I'm really good at being analytical, even though I'm not as educated as I would like to be when it comes to seeing the bigger picture in politics and a few other things. However, it doesn't mean I'm human. It doesn't mean that I am both a man and a dedicated father, and that I don't look at those issues that we need to be paying attention to as a country for not just ourselves, but for the future of our kids and the success of this country. So those are a lot of things that I look at. And I do believe right now, regardless of who ends up running for the Democratic Party, that we need Donald Trump to win this election, not because it's Donald Trump, but because of what he's bringing to the table. And a lot of people don't like Donald Trump, but it's wrong as a country for us to be making a decision, at least right now, based on who he is compared to what the Democratic Party has done to us as a nation. It's just wrong. Everything we know about Donald Trump was sold to us by the Democratic Party. So just to be fair, we don't really know. We haven't had a chance to know who Donald Trump really is as a person because mainstream media and the government won't allow it. The one thing that we do know, however, is that chances are really good that Donald Trump is going to win. And it's not because he's a good person, it's because of the issues that people are hoping he is going to come in and help fix. Real world issues like what's going on with our economy, the inflation, the taxes that we're paying unnecessarily, the border crisis that's bringing in not just illegal immigrants by mass numbers, but the fentanyl that's also coming in that's causing people to die in mass numbers. So the time has come where he has to choose a vice president candidate. And the short list, I'm going to tell you who they are, and I'm going to tell you at least just my reason alone, why I don't think any of these guys should qualify or even be considered to become Trump's vice president. We've got Senator J.D. Vance out of Ohio. We've got Governor Doug Burgum for North Dakota. And then we've got Senator Marco Rubio out of Florida. And it's for the same reason on all of them. They have all at one time or another spoken out against Donald Trump. And if Donald Trump needs anything going in as president right now, he needs people he can trust. With everything going on right now, I wouldn't put it past anyone who has spoken out against Donald Trump in the past to try to get in as vice president and then help do something to get him ousted out of office so that they can then become president. He needs more than anything else, because we know that when Donald Trump gets in, he's going to be making the decisions that he feels are best for this country. He will seek advisement. He will listen to people, help him make that decision. But the ultimate decision will be his. We know that about him. So more than anything, he needs people in office who have had his back from day one who are not going to be looking for reasons to get him overthrown. Now, with that said, who should be on Donald Trump's short VP list? I'm just going to, again, my opinion, and it's mainly because of how they've spoken out in public, both recently and throughout their terms, and why I feel like they would be more of an extension of what Donald Trump is trying to accomplish, as opposed to fighting him at every angle and keeping him from making the right decisions to help put us back and move us forward as a country. My number one, and in fact, my number one and my number two can probably be interchangeable, and that's Byron Donalds, congressman out of Florida, I believe. He is a congressman out of Florida, and Vivek Ramaswamy. If I had to choose right now, I would probably take Byron Donalds because he has more experience in the political realm. That would be the only reason. But when I look at both of them has stood up. Even when Vivek was running for president, he openly said that even though he may have disagreed with Donald Trump on a few issues that needed to be discussed. He has had Donald Trump's back more than anyone else throughout this campaign and throughout the persecutions and indictments and stuff that Donald Trump has had to go through. In fact, Vivek was the first one to drop out of the race, saying that this isn't right. We need to be having his back because what is happening to him is not right. And I really believe that Donald Trump needs someone like a Vivek Ramaswamy and even a Byron Donalds. I wouldn't be unhappy with either one of those choices for vice president, simply because they are very outspoken in their support for Donald Trump, and they're very intelligent men. One is a successful businessman, and the other one has the experience and leadership qualities and a politician that we should be looking for, not both as a supporting member of Donald Trump, but someone who could possibly take over once Donald Trump's last term is over with. I do have two people on I call it my dark horse list. And one of them I don't really think is a dark horse. In fact, I would not be surprised if this one person actually became Donald Trump's vice president choice. And it's because this person checks off a lot of the boxes, not just that Donald Trump should be looking for, but that the people in this country want and need right now. The other person, I really like this person. She really is a dark horse. I just don't think she has enough experience. I think that she needs to continue to do a good job and to fight the good fight over in Arizona. And that person is Kari Lake. I really like anytime the government speaks out against an individual and tries to cancel them and tries to make you believe that they're a conspiracy nut or a conspiracy theorist. At this point in time, we need to be looking at them hard. We actually need to be listening and trying to figure out why our government, who is as corrupt as they come, has now decided to label a particular person their enemy. Why are they their enemy? And more than likely, we'll find out the only reason why they've labeled them an enemy, or why they've become an enemy to the state or to this country, is because they are standing up against what this government is doing. Kari Lake is a person who not only backs and supports Donald Trump 100%, but she also is standing up against the establishment. She doesn't care what you have to say for her, and say to her. She's going to try to do what's right for this country, and she genuinely believes that in her heart, that what she is doing is what's right, not for her, but for this entire country. And you guys can see that. You guys can, I wish I had the source right now, but she was recently bribed by another Republican, saying that the rhinos wanted her to basically drop out of the race, and that she would have, so she could continue later on or whatever. They just didn't want her because they felt that she was going to win or could possibly win the Senate this upcoming election, but they wanted her to drop out, and they were willing to bribe her to do it. And she got it all on audio tape. She recorded the whole thing and gave this person, I forgot that person's name. He ended up resigning from his position once the tape got leaked. But she said, no, I'm not going to turn. I can't be bribed. I'm not turning on the American people. That's not going to happen. I already had a lot of respect for Carrie Lake as a result. I had even more respect for her after I heard what she had done. She truly is a woman for the people, and I think she's going to be very good at her job, both now and in the future, for the Republican Party. This last person, I really, really like, and I really hope she becomes Donald Trump's vice president candidate, and that's Tulsi Gabbard. The reason why I like Tulsi Gabbard, not only does she support Donald Trump 100% and has had his back throughout every sham job that's been presented to him, and supports him becoming president, because she feels, whether she agrees or disagrees with him on some issues, she feels that he is the best person to represent the improvements and the changes that we need in this country. But a lot of people don't know that the reason she's in the position she's in now is because she took a stand against Hillary Clinton. She used to be a Democrat. She was the governor, I believe, of Hawaii, and I have to go back, because I've been a fan of Tulsi Gabbard for some time now, and I would have to go back. I don't want to sit up here and misrepresent the issue that happened, but there was something that Tulsi Gabbard took a stand against, and she had her own friends, people she knew, that basically told her that what she had just done was career suicide. And the more she stood up against a lot of these liberal and democratic agendas, the more she realized that she was fighting on the wrong side. And she was strong enough to stand up and say, I can't do this with you guys. I don't agree with I used to be in agreement with what you guys were doing when you guys were actually on the side of right, but you're not anymore. And I'm not going to play these games with you guys. I'm not going to sell these lies. I'm not going to allow myself to lose my integrity and falsely represent fake truths just so that we can win the votes of the people, when we know a lot of us are in this for dirty reasons. I can't speak on behalf of Tulsi Gabbard. I'm not going to pretend to. I'm just kind of giving you my version of what happened with her. But she was strong enough to stand up and say, I can't be a part of this anymore. And ever since then, all she has ever done is not just spoke up as a newly found Republican, but she's been speaking out and up for things that she truly believes that we need to be looking at as a country, as concerned citizens on this entire planet. She has shown me over and over again that she truly cares about the people. And the other thing that I really like about her, and women, please don't hate me for saying this out loud, but I really believe that there's a lot of women who have really good intentions, are very intelligent, but I do believe that they're actually too emotional to be in positions of power. One of the reasons why a lot of men do a better job in their positions as politicians, as world leaders, as military leaders, is because of the fact that they can push their emotions aside, even for the moment, to make those difficult decisions that we need that will benefit us as a country and not as individuals. But when I look at Tulsi Gabbard, the way that she keeps herself composed, she tries to never get angry about things. She tries not to make emotional decisions when it comes to what's right and what's wrong. I'm not saying she reminds me of a man, but I do believe that if any woman could do this job and do it well, it would be a person like Tulsi Gabbard. So the short list that they're saying exists. I truly hope that Donald Trump doesn't pick any of those guys. I'm sure that they mean well. I'm sure that they probably just bought into all of the hyperbole about who Donald Trump has become and how evil of a person he is because of what they've been sold. But it could also be that they know he's not a bad person. They know that there's this swamp that is profiting for themselves, and they want to keep power to themselves, and they don't want to lose that. And they probably do know that they're the reason why this bad picture has been painted of Trump, so that they can keep those positions in power. And if they do know that, and they're still trying to act like they're the best person for this job and that they are the best person to become vice president for Donald Trump, that's all the more reason why Donald Trump just can't take a chance. There's some doubt in there that exists, and Donald Trump needs to protect himself, knowing that there's a really good possibility, a strong possibility that he's going to become the next president of the United States. Byron Donald, Vivek Ramaswamy, they're the logical choice because of what they've been doing in politics as of late. But I really like Tulsi Gabbard. I do like Carrie Lake. I just don't think she's ready. But I like Tulsi Gabbard. And I really hope that if Donald Trump is looking for someone he can trust, if he's looking to come out with that surprise, I would love for it to be her. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Sorry I've been running my mouth on for so long. If you guys are enjoying my opinions and you guys want to get engaged and be a part of that, you can actually just like, follow, and subscribe to my channel here. Or if you want to be more involved, to get more involved with what we're doing, join me over at askmikerock.com, where you can see questions that I will be using to create future videos. You can chime in, maybe change my mind about a few things, or get me more educated on why I may be right or why I may be wrong, so that we can just make our videos even better. And who knows, when I start doing interviews, when we start having guests on the show, maybe you can be one of them, because I believe that the people should be more involved in both the education and the knowledge of what's going on in our country, and they should also have a voice. And I believe that shows like mine, when we start doing interviews, we should be interviewing regular people out there in the world, actually in the world, so that we can hear real voices and not these fake voices like from celebrities who have no idea what we are going through and the struggles that we encounter as a people. You guys enjoy your day, man. I'll talk to you guys again soon. Thanks for joining me. Peace.